Submersible Firenze 1860, aka the PAM 24 in the house. This is a J series, so 2007. Chronometer grade OP3 movement, automatic mechanical movement inside here, 21 joules, 42-hour power reserved, based on a Valjoux 7750 actually. That's why you got to run in seconds here at 9. It's a solid watch, it's a beast. Since I came back to the UK and again had access to some of the pieces that I usually tend to leave here in the safe, this one's hardly been off my wrist in 6 months. It's a cracker. 44mm case, bezel sits in a little, so it doesn't wear as big as a 44, as my opinion. It's pretty thick. Yeah, it's pretty thick. About 15mm thick and 52 lug to lug, which is pushing it 24mm lug width. Obviously got our iconic Panerai half moon crown guard there, so that's how you operate the crown. Hacking, of course. Come on. There is a quick set date in there, and that's a manual wind, but that's how you lock it. So now that's not going to move, and it's pushed the crown into the seals. The movement is like this, it's a seal compression, whereas on a different watch, which is screwed down, it becomes a twisting motion on any gaskets or seals. So this one, it should, in engineering terms, that should keep the integrity of your crown gasket for much longer. This is the stainless steel 316L stainless steel version. There is a titanium version as well, but I like this one. It's heavy. Obviously it's a big watch and it's made out of steel, so it's heavy. .300 water resistance, slightly domed sapphire, five clicks there, so that's a 60 click unidirectional rotating dive time bezel. And that is that's choice. That bezel is choice. 60 clicks is fine by me. It does the job. Let's do it one more time. No backplay. Lovely jubbly. Swiss Luminor on the applied markers at 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 and 11. Obviously the date complication at 3, the running seconds at 9, and sausage numerals, I think they're called. They're certainly classic Arabics at 12 and 6 that Panerai have done throughout their history. These applied ones are, can we get in there a bit closer? Applied on white gold, which is nice. And the sub dial, can we get some light on that? Concentric circles on the sub dial, whereas the rest of it is a kind of flat matte black dial. Classic Panerai skeletonized hands. Nice cyclops on the underneath of the glass. That's got to become standard. That's got to become standard. There's no business for an extra bit of glass sticking on the top of your crystal. I don't think there's any business for that. Stick it underneath, like Panerai do. It's choice, does the job. So as mentioned before, this OP3 chronometer grade movement is based on a Valjoux 7750, but it's also a nod to Panerai's past, where they were using pocket watch movements. Certainly they've used the Unitas 6497 pretty recently. And of course, a pocket watch, a usual pocket watch with a crown at 12, has got to run in seconds at a 6. If you take that pocket watch movement and you stick it in a wristwatch, it then becomes crown at 3, running seconds at 9. So I kind of like that. That's a nice little kind of nod to heritage there, and gives Panerai that kind of unmistakable look. Since Panerai came into the mainstream in '93, obviously they had a little help with Sylvester Stallone sticking one on his wrist and showing the world that this formerly solely military contractor for wristwatches and making them for the general hoi polloi. But yeah, it's a nice one. 7-inch wrist. Indulge me for a touch. Yeah, I mean that's a chunk of watch. That's a chunk of steel. It is 52 lug to lug, and I just about get away with it. Apologies about the camera angle. I can't actually zoom out further, and if I move my arm too much, I'm going to knock over the tripod. So that works just, and we're on. This is not the original strap. It is an OEM Panerai canvas, leather backed with. Not sure about this buckle, where that came from, but that needs to change. There's the back of the strap, leather backed canvas, comfortable as anything. But I've just noticed that I do need to do something about that buckle. Panerai PAM 24, too good, too bad. Two goods. Well, the first one is the heft, the build quality, the bezel action, the updated crown guard system, just the general engineering and fit and finish that's been put into this watch. Secondly, a Panerai Luminor Submersible is a classic icon. Yes, you know, it's been talked up by kind of macho action movie stars, and it is a bit of a heft on the wrist, but you can't get away from those Arabics, the running seconds at 9, that half moon crown guard, and the general badness and tooltasticness of the Luminor Submersible. Too bad. Price. To pick one of these up, you're going to have to spend, you're going to have to spend a bit. I don't know what they're going for at the moment, but, a few £1,000 probably, which is a lot of money to spend on a watch when you can get, something for 150 quid. So price, and certainly, because of its size, because of the way that it's been talked up by Sly Stallone, etc., etc., it does have a bit of a dickhead factor to it. And yeah, maybe I'm a dickhead, who knows? But yeah, it kind of, it does walk in some dodgy circles, let's just say that. Let's take a look at the Lume before we go out. Swiss Lumen over. The camera's not picking it up as well as the naked eye does, but it's good lume. The 12 and the sticks is still very visible, although I can see on the camera that they're fading, but no, this will do the job, and this will do the job all night long, don't worry about that. So that's the PAM 24, the Luminor Submersible 1860 Firenze in the house. I'm roshfooco, watches and things. I hope you've enjoyed looking around this bad chunk of steel, and we're out.